let me share my screen. So what is the story? I encountered the metrics for manage stage and for development metrics or manage stage. And I thought that they look really cool because yeah, probably they are more useful for engineering managers, for managers. But for example, personally, I find it encouraging to see that, for example, we have a small number of security issues or infra-dev issues because we work really hard on eliminating those. So I thought that maybe it would be great to have the similar metrics for create group or for create stage or for source code group or maybe for even both. So I've asked for requested access to modifying this metrics. It's called SiteSense, the website called SiteSense. It used to be called Periscope. Access can be requested in order to make some changes or create something new. So I cloned this this dashboard and started adjusting it to create group. And then I realized that maybe we can make use of the filters that we have here, and maybe any other stage or any other group could reuse these development metrics and benefit from these dashboards as well. So the tool was flexible enough to allow me to do so. So now we have this development metrics that can be, for example, filtered. We can choose any other group and it's refreshed, and we see like metrics for a different group or for a different number of group. Yes, so for the different number of group or for the whole stage. Yeah, if we don't specify a team group, the numbers are calculated for the whole stage. The metrics here, they're, for example, about the number of security issues that we have, the number of application issues related to application limits that we have, the number of infra-dev issues, and yeah. So, or for example, error budget availability or backend MR rate, and so much more. For example, the links to the open community merge requests. So there's a list here. So they were pretty copied from managed development metrics. Some of them were modified and yeah, and generalized in order to be able to specify group stage or multiple stages or a group. So let me check it.
Igor, do you want to show us what's behind one of those squares, one of those tiles?
Yeah, and so behind them usually it's just a simple, or maybe not so simple, but SQL query. We have this website. It has access to the list of issues, merge requests that is regularly refreshed. It's not like production access. I guess it's backup or just the list of issues or merge requests are regularly refreshed. But we have this access. It's flexible enough to perform any operation that is possible by SQL. So if you have any ideas that can be visualized or can be shared, and GitLab filters are not flexible enough, then yeah, feel free to request access, and you will be able to do it with SQL, and yeah, and even I guess there's even Python integration, but I haven't tried it yet. But yeah, the tool is powerful enough, flexible enough to do anything with the data. Yeah, Sean?
Yeah, I just wanted to add, for those who are not familiar with this is SiteSense, which is a third-party product. And Igor, do you want to just jump back to the table view?
Table view.
Where you're showing the list. So yeah, the edit view, sorry, where it shows the list of the tables on the left. So Sisense is a data warehouse, and so it takes data from GitLab, but it also takes data from other places in the organization, and puts it into these tables, which is a little bit delayed because it's there's like an overnight or some type of recurring job that feeds those tables. So if you ever want completely up to date information, you have to actually query the GitLab API, but this is usually, I think, 1 day behind or something. And then if we find that we don't have some data in here, we can actually ask the data team to add a column or a table or whatever from our usually from GitLab or from somewhere else. And then I think everyone should already have view access to all these, but if you were ever interested in writing any type of reports, just let me know and we can create an access request to do developer access, which we did for Igor recently. And
just a quick note that there are a lot of things that can be reused, like SQL snippets, and they can be reused. So a lot of code already written and can be just reused. So it's not very difficult to perform something basic. Yeah. So John?
Yeah, I was just going to say this is really cool. I can't wait to check it out. This is awesome. Looks like it's going to be really useful.
You might have seen on our homepage, there's a few charts. They all come from here, actually. You can just link them. But this is an awesome feature. But also, one of the reasons I asked Igor to present this is to discuss it within the group, and it can be async. I'll create an issue to see, what should we add to it, what the sections are. Maybe Igor. So we've got the first backlog section, and then what's the next section underneath? The second section, it's monthly metrics. So community contributions, idle MRs.
It's like monthly metrics. They usually contain the information related to the previous month. Yeah, like we had 2 community contributions that were merged in the previous month. Maybe we can improve on something to increase this number, and or error budget availability or MR rate. Yeah, and some more useful data here.
Igor, I'm wondering if we because maybe you can show how you can access through the information the query in GitLab.
Mm-hmm. So you mean link to the GitLab?
Yeah, you're using the help, like for example, on security issues in the top left-hand corner.
Yeah, just a quick note related to the previous topic. Regarding injecting stage and team group. Sisense documentation is accessible online. That's fine. Just wanted to show you that it's pretty simple, like injecting the filter. It looks like this. Where stage is the name of the column, and the stage is the name of the filter. For example, the name of the filter can be different, the name of the column can be different, but it's as simple as this. And if, for example, we don't specify stage, it's like replaced with replace something like with something like this. So like any other like a generic query. This one. So the tool is flexible.
Sorry to interrupt, Igor. So the top box has got the query, which can include snippets and other reusable parts of code. And in the bottom box, when we go to the query, that's actually the generated query we see.
Yes, the generated query.
Sometimes we might see where 1 = 1.
Yeah. And this one is just synthetic sugar for for the snippet. It can be injected like this. This one, the tool is here is the options for the chart itself. So but the tool isn't flexible enough to, for example, to inject the filters into the links. For example, manage development metrics. It contains links to GitLab, GitLab.com, link to the boards that actually show you the list of issues of merge requests. Either I don't know how to do it, or it's not possible. It wasn't possible to specify the links here. So I've thought of a workaround, also known as a creative solution, yeah, to specify the link into the tooltip. Is it possible to inject the link into, inject the filters into the tooltip? So now it doesn't look pretty, but it's, oh, maybe not security issues. Let's use this one, yeah. It can be copied and pasted, and now we have GitLab issues filtered by the specified filters, yeah, like source code and DevOps create. So I mostly just injected the values into the link, and that's all. So that was the limitation that I encountered, but otherwise it was pretty handy tool, pretty powerful tool.
So I guess these statistics, often looked at by engineering managers and above, but I think that it would be great for transparency for us to, work together to understand, to understand what these statistics are, and maybe I'll start to bring them into the weekly announcements meeting, for example. I did actually have an idea, Igor, I just thought of about this. If we go to the third part of the report, where there's all the data, I was wondering if we might link, each of those squares to a table, right, and have, that information, because I guess we've got a whole lot of data down here, which is useful, but how does it link to the squares at the top, the tiles? Do you know what I mean? Like.
Could you please,
sorry, I guess, or maybe we should even consider breaking this report apart, because we've got this dashboard view of the statistics, and then to get what's behind those statistics, we sometimes have a report into GitLab, but we could also just present that as a table on here, right? That would be easier, right? Because that would be one option, but then there's options, but then there's different things presented. For example, the days to merge, right? I don't think we have a tile for that, right? Days to merge.
We have only like a number of list of merge requests that took more than 50 days to merge.
But we don't have a tile for that in the top part, right?
If we need a particular number, we can edit. We can edit. So with the goal of like a particular number of merge requests, for example, we don't want this number to be greater than 5 or something like this. We can add.
Okay. No, I get. Sure. I think that maybe we can remove some of the data, I guess what I'm saying, because
we can.
Okay. And then when this refreshes, like when we hit refresh, it runs all those queries simultaneously, right?
It can be refreshed like individually, like refresh a chart. Or it can be refreshed like this. And for example, this query is very slow, but
cool. Does anyone else have questions or comments about this? Okay. Well, what I'll do is I'll create an issue for discussion. So I think this is really great work. It's a little bit different to what we normally do, but it's something that could benefit everyone. I mean, I think it would be awesome to show some of these, maybe through some scripting on, or we can just link to the dashboard, I guess, in the weekly announcements issue. But also, I think it was really great the way that you've made it generic for any stage or group, and maybe there's some other things that could be added or some things that could be removed, and then we could test it, and then maybe it could be promoted outside our group or even outside our stage.
That would be cool. If more people could use it, because it seems really really useful, and yeah, getting some feedback from more people, that's also useful for us.
Okay. Any last questions or comments before I stop the recording? Great work, Igor. Thanks a lot. I'm going to stop the recording.